What up? What up? What up? Ladies and gents, boys and girls, you are now tuned in to a brand new video of Sportsway with Dray Day podcast. I am your host with the most, the Hood's ESPN, Crystal Street's very own Dray Day. What's up? What's up? What's up? Once again, thank y'all for y'all continued support of the podcast. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. If you haven't already, as you stroll in and watch this live, you see it right there sliding across the screen. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button and help your boy get close to 800 subscribers. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment if you like, tell a friend to tell a friend. But again, this is a live, so if you want to leave your comment in the live chat, have at it. It's been a minute since I did a live. I'm not even gonna hold you. I think the last time I did a live was probably around WrestleMania season. And I'm on vacation from work right now. I go back on Monday, and I was like, you know what? I got time to kill. The WNBA season, regular season, just wrapped up. So I said, you know what? Why not, do my WNBA season awards? Why not? If you've been paying attention to the channel, most of my content is WNBA related. So I felt that it was only right that I say, you know what? Why not, do a WNBA season award winners where I give my awards out to certain players and also do my WNBA playoff predictions. So that's what's going to be on the agenda for this live. So listen, first of all, we had a fantastic WNBA season. Contrary to popular belief, you're going to have those people out there that say, oh, the season was trash because Caitlin didn't play that much. Listen, the WNBA season was still a success even without Caitlin Clark. We would have loved to see her play a lot of the games. We would have loved for her not to get injured, but unfortunately it happened. But we still had great basketball across the spectrum. Like, we still had fantastic basketball, whether it was from the emergence of the Atlanta Dream, the emergence of the Golden State Valkyries being an expansion team, obviously Asia Wilson and the tear that the Las Vegas Aces have been on recently, the emergence of the Phoenix Mercury. A lot of good basketball took place this WNBA season. And now we are here, and it's now to separate the pretenders from the contenders with the WNBA playoffs that is about to start this weekend. So again, with this live, I'm going to give my awards out for who MVP, Rookie of the Year, Coach of the Year, Most Improved Player, Sixth Player of the Year, or Sixth Woman of the Year, whichever way they call it, and Defensive Player of the Year. And I'm also going to do my playoff predictions. I'm going to break it down from matchup to matchup, and then I'm going to take it from there. But before this video is over, before this live is done, I will give y'all who I think is going to walk out this season as the 2025 WNBA champ. But before I do that, let me get a swig of this water because it's about to get crazy up in here. Hold that thought. So there we go. So with that being said, again, it's only right that we start this with my WNBA regular season award winners. So that's going to be the first thing that is on the agenda for this live. And the first award we're going to give out is Most Valuable Player. Now, before the season started, before this regular season started, I had Nafisa Collier as my MVP to start the season. Before the season even started, I was like, she was going to be the MVP this year. After what happened last year in the WNBA finals, I felt this was going to be the year where this will be the Minnesota Lynx revenge tour, even with Nafisa Collier, and she would be the headliner. Basically, since August 2nd, prior to August 2nd, she was my MVP. Okay. What happens? She gets hurt in that blowout game against the Las Vegas Aces, which to this day, I still don't understand how Cheryl Reeve had Nafisa Collier in the game still when it was a blowout, but no need to cry over spilled milk. She's out for about a good 2 weeks, probably more. But when she did that, that opened the door for Alyssa Thomas. That opened the door for Asia Wilson, especially with the Las Vegas Aces on the crazy winning streak that they're on now. I think they're on a 16-game winning streak as we speak. So with her being out and with those two names I just mentioned, it made the race even more interesting. So for me, my MVP for the WNBA season is Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson is my 2025 WNBA Most Valuable Player. And trust me, this was not easy because, again, all season long, I had Nafisa. All season long, I had her. But I honestly think that with her missing those games, her missing those weeks, it kind of derailed her. And then you got to add into the fact what the Aces are doing now, because when they lost that game to the Link, I think they were 14-14. They was 14-14. And then you look at them now, they haven't lost a game since then. And now they're going into the playoffs fresh, hot like fish grease. Yes, I got to give it to Asia Wilson. I mean, averaging 23 a game, 10 rebounds a game, 3 assists a game. I think she was averaging close to 3 blocks a game as well. So just off that alone, and the winning streak and win shares and her efficiency on the basketball court, you got to put her as the favorite to win MVP. So she is my most valuable player. Nafisa does have a case, though, because she just, became a part of the 50-40-90 club. So for those of y'all that don't know what that is, that's when your field goal percentage is 50%, when your free throw percentage is 90%, and you're over 40% at the three-point line. Elena Deladon is the only other player that I can think of that did that. And I believe she won MVP that year. So if they was to give it to Nafisa Collier, I wouldn't be mad. But if you're asking me right now at this moment, who do I have as the MVP? It will be Asia Wilson of the Las Vegas Aces. And for me, the runner-up would be Nafisa Collier. Now, Alyssa Thomas, wonderful season. Wonderful season. She damn near almost averaged a triple-double for a season. She almost 10 assists this season. I've been watching the WNBA since its existence. I don't think a player has ever averaged 10 assists in a season. And she was close. I think she averaged about 9.5, 9.6. And I think the person that was probably second was six assists a game. So she was wiping it clean when it came to assists. So I'm not going to knock anybody that says at least Alyssa Thomas, but for me, the two leaders of this race was Asia Wilson and Nafisa Collier. So I gave it to Asia Wilson. Not going to knock anybody that says Nafisa. Not going to knock nobody at all. So that's the first award. Now let's get to the second award, and that would be Rookie of the Year. This race was very, very interesting. Very interesting. I mean, listen, for some people, it was a 2-woman race. It was between Paige Beckers and Sonia Citron of the Washington Mystics. Listen, you can throw Kiki Arafin in there as well. But to be honest with you, being that they were both on the same team, I kind of had to offset them because for me, both of them are deserving of Rookie of the Year. Both of them. And for me, I don't think it would have been right to give one and don't give the other. But I mean, if we're gonna be real, Paige definitely did deserve this award. She definitely did deserve this award. Now, again, the team success wasn't good, but in this case, that has nothing to do with it. This is the Rookie of the Year. This is not about how your team was, because if that's the case, then obviously Sonia Citron and Kiki should have won. But this is just your individual prowess for this regular season in your rookie year. So off that alone, I gave it to Paige Beckers. So Paige Beckers of the Dallas Wings is my Rookie of the Year, averaging 9 points a game, 19 points a game, 4 rebounds a game, 5 assists. I mean, she put up a 40 piece not too long ago. I actually did a video on it, and I was so offended how no platform, none of these sports shows spoke about it. None of them. And if they did, they probably spoke on it for a few seconds. That just doesn't sit right with me. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to uplift the sport, all of y'all should be talking about it. Don't just pick and choose. Like, I basically called it selective coverage, because had it been somebody else, and y'all know who I'm talking about, they would have went bonkers with it. So the same way y'all can boast about everything Caitlin does, y'all could have, spoke about Paige Buckets as well. But she's going to get her flowers over here because she is Day's 2025 WNBA Rookie of the Year. The next award that we are giving out is Coach of the Year. That's the next one. Now, this one, I'm not going to lie, it was difficult. It was very difficult. Obviously, it was between Natalie from the Golden State Valkyries and Atlanta Dreams head coach. His name clears my throat at this point. No disrespect, but for me, I had to go with Natalie of the Golden State Valkyries. I had to give it to her because you have to factor this in. History was made this year as it pertains to Golden State. They were the first expansion team to come into the season and make the playoffs. Now, usually when you think of expansion teams, you automatically assume they're going to be bums when the season starts. Not them. They made noise as soon as the season started. So off that alone, and them making the 8th seed and making the playoffs, and you got to factor this in, they're the 4th best defense in the WNBA. So yes, 8th seed, make the playoffs. Also, 4th best defense. You got to factor that in. And then let's factor this part in as well. They led the league in defense, averaging 77 points a game. They allowed 77 points a game. That's what they did. Hello, Patricia. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button as well. But yeah, so listen, you have to give credit where it's due. And for me, I feel that Natalie of the Golden State Valkyries. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I'm glad you're already subscribing. You got to give credit to her. You have to give credit to her. And then let's factor this in. Remember the struggles that the Las Vegas Aces was having at the beginning of the season? Who was their assistant coach? One of their assistant coaches. That would be Natalie. Yes, she was a part of Becky Hammond's Las Vegas Aces coaching staff prior years. When they was winning back-to-back WNBA championships, Natalie was a part of that. She was a part of that. And then the year that she leaves and now is the head honcho at Golden State, the Aces basically waited to August to find their way. And a lot of that could be catapulted to Natalie not being there. So off those three things alone, I had to give her Coach of the Year. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now let's get to Most Improved Player. Most Improved Player. For me, I think this award. I think this award was probably the one that was a landslide for me. Like, out of all the awards that I'm giving out, this was probably the only one where I was like, okay, maybe you can make a case for a runner-up and MVP. Because again, I'm not gonna beat down nobody's door that says Nafisa Collier should be MVP. I'm not beating down nobody's door when it comes to that. Rookie of the Year, I think Paige is the unanimous Rookie of the Year. Coach of the Year, I think Natalie Nikise, I think she's unanimous Coach of the Year. Most Improved Player, we got to give it to Veronica Burton of the Golden State Valkyries. We got to give it to her. We have to, because when you think of this season for the Golden State Valkyries, and again, I love me some Kayla Thornton, and I hope she gets well soon. Had she not got injured, I think she might have gotten Most Improved Player. You get a Kayla Thornton who was with the New York Liberty last year, wins a championship, leaves in the offseason, comes to the franchise, comes to the new franchise, the new expansion team, and clearly was the best player. Also makes the All-Star team. So off that alone, I'm like, oh, Kayla is getting that Most Improved Player. She's walking away with that. Unfortunately, she gets hurt. And listen, I'm not even going to lie. When she got hurt, I thought it was over for the Valkyries. Like, I thought, they was going to be one of those expansion teams of the past to just be trash. And that wasn't the case. And Veronica Burton was one of the reasons on why that didn't happen. I mean, she averaged 12 a game, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. You got to remember, she played with the Connecticut Sun last year. She damn near played less than 15 minutes. Now, this year, she's getting close to 30 minutes a game. And when we talk about players that can take care of the ball, she's one of those players that can take care of the ball. There was 3 games where she had 10 assists and 0 turnovers. Donut, no turnovers, none. 3 games she did that this year. 3 games, okay? And then 1 game, she put up 24 and 14 and did not have no turnovers. You got to factor that in. You have to. I think, yes, I think Kayla Thornton is still hurt. I think she's still hurt, unfortunately. I think she's still hurt because I know a couple of people that I was a part of 2 fantasy leagues. And they was not too thrilled when she got hurt. So, yes, I do believe Kayla Thornton is still hurt, unfortunately. So all I can say is get well soon, Kayla Thornton. And can't wait to see you next year. Hopefully there is a season, because the way this CBA negotiation is going, that's a story for another day. But hopefully they can get it together. But yes, Veronica Burton of the Golden State Valkyries is my 2025 most improved player. And now we get to sixth player of the year. Sixth player of the year, sixth woman of the year. I don't know which way they call it, but that's the next award. For me, I could have went. There was two names I was tussling with. I was tussling with Naz Hillman, and I was tussling with Natisha from the Minnesota Lynx. Those were my two candidates for this award. I went with Naz. Hillman. Obviously, just look at what the Atlanta Dream has done this year. Me personally, I did not expect Atlanta to be where they are right now. Third seed going into the playoffs. I did not expect that. I'm not going to hold you. I didn't. And then you add in what she's brought to this team, a little below 10 points a game, 6 rebounds, a little under 2 assists. You have to give her that award. You have to. You got to give it to her. Not to say that Natisha from Minnesota doesn't deserve it, because if we're going to factor in, the popularity of the stud buds, like if we're going to factor that in, then yeah, you give it to her. But we're just keeping it on what you done on the basketball court. So off that alone, I'm going to give sixth player of the year to Naz Hillman of the Atlanta Dream. So we got one more award to give out. And that would be Defensive Player of the Year. I gave this award. Now, listen, this award, honestly, you could have threw Asia in there. You could have threw Nafisa in there. You could have threw Gabby Williams in there, who I was really leaning towards giving this award to. I was leaning towards giving it to Gabby Williams. But I gave it to Alana Smith of the Minnesota Lynx. I gave her the award. You're third in blocks in the WNBA. You're also third in defensive rating in all of the WNBA. Now, I know some people like to think that Nafisa is the anchor of the defense for the Minnesota Lynx. I disagree. And I'm not going to hold you. That game recently with the Aces and the Lynx, the way Asia Wilson went to work on Nafisa, that right there showed you that she wasn't the anchor of that defense, even though she's a good defender. But just that night, oh no, she was barbecue chicken as it pertains to Asia Wilson. But I gave it to Alana Smith because when Nafisa was hurt, she became the anchor of that defense. So I gave Alana Smith the Defensive Player of the Year award. Now, if anybody wants to give it to Asia, I'm not going to knock you. If anybody wants to give it to Gabby, I'm definitely not going to knock you, because, again, I really want to give it to Gabby. I love me some Gabby Williams. I'm glad that this season she was getting the love and the respect that she so rightfully deserves. Like, she's definitely an underrated player. I get it. She doesn't average the close to 20 points a game, but she does the small shit. She gets you some buckets. She'll grab you some boards. She'll give you some dimes, but she'll definitely play some hardcore defense. She'll definitely go one up on your best perimeter player. Definitely. But I gave this award to Alana Smith of the Minnesota Lynx. So there you have that. So those were my awards to give out for this WNBA season. So again, Asia Wilson is my MVP. Paige Beckers is my Rookie of the Year. Natalie Lakeese, hopefully I said her last name right, of the Golden State Valkyrie, is my Coach of the Year. Veronica Burton of the Golden State Valkyries is my Most Improved Player. Naz Hillman of the Atlanta Dream is my Sixth Player of the Year. And for my Defensive Player of the Year, I went with Alana Smith of the Minnesota Lynx. Now it is time to get into my predictions for the postseason. It is now playoff time. It is now time that we separate the pretenders from the contenders. So Minnesota having that best record, you can throw that out the window now. The 16-game winning streak for the Aces, you can throw that out the window. To a degree. Because, see, me being a sports fan, and you can plug this with any sport, whether it's basketball, baseball, football. It's not how you start the season, it's how you finish. And there have been plenty of teams that would end the season on a crazy streak, especially in baseball. You would have a team end the season on a crazy streak, and come playoff time, they still hot like fish grease, and they're the one walking out with the World Series. Football has been the same way. Whether it was the Giants in 2007, whether it was the Giants in 2011, whether it was the Packers in 2010, you have some teams that strike at the right time, get hot like fish grease at the right time, and then pull a shocker to win the WNBA, to win the championship for their respective sport. So let's get into my prediction, shall we? I am going to go down the series and give my predictions. So with this first one, it is the number 1 versus 8. And that would be the Minnesota Lynx versus the Golden State Valkyries. Now, again, for those of y'all that don't know, the first round is a best of 3. Semifinals, best of 5. WNBA Finals, best of 7. I love that format. I love it. What I also love is that the best of 3 is home, away, home. It's 1-1-1. So one of these series that I'm going to talk about, it's very important that road team steals one on the road. Definitely. Oh, it's very different this year. And I love it. Like I love that each round is best of 3, best of 5, best of 7. I love it. I love that format. I honestly hope that they keep this format. Now, obviously, there's going to be some new teams that arrive soon, but I hope that they keep this format the way it is right now. Best of 3 first round, best of 5 semifinals, best of 7 WNBA finals. Keep that format, WNBA. Do not change it. Leave that shit the way it is. With that being said, come on now, Minnesota. I got Minnesota winning this, and I got them winning it very convincingly. I have them winning this series in 2 games. I say they defend home court in game 1, and then I say they go to Golden State, they go to the Bay, well, San Francisco, okay? They go to the Bay, and they do work there as well. So I have the Minnesota Lynx sweeping the Golden State Valkyries. I do believe they will not make it easy, though, because, again, like I said, they're the 4th best. They're the 4th best defense in the W. I believe that they don't make it easy for the Minnesota Lynx. But I do believe that the Minnesota Lynx will advance to the semifinals, and they will win this series 2-0. Clean sweep. There you have it. The next series, Las Vegas Aces versus Seattle Storm. On paper, I believe that this series can go all 3 games. On paper, I believe it can. Obviously, you have a future Hall of Famer in Nneka Onwuemeke, Madam President, okay? Let's not get that confused. Skylar Diggins, Gabby Williams, Erica Wheeler, Dominique Malonga from France, the young girl from France. On paper, they have a shot to make this series very, very interesting. But like I said, the Las Vegas Aces are just striking at the right time. I remember when they was not the Aces and nobody was giving them their props. Nobody. But I didn't fall for that because you still have Becky Hammond as your head coach. You still got Asia Wilson. You still got Jackie Young. Chelsea Gray is healthy. Let's not forget that. The point guard herself, she's healthy. Okay? And then you bring the Gold Mamba from Seattle, Joel Lloyd. Now, obviously, the beginning of the year, it didn't work out. But then when they put her on the bench, now you got some things popping. And then you add that to the equation because we all know the issue with Joel Lloyd and Skylar Diggins. That's very well documented. It goes back to last season. It also went into Unrivaled early this year. So I think it's only fitting that Joel Lloyd goes up against her former team in the first round of this WNBA playoffs. So with that being said, I have the Las Vegas Aces winning this series in 2 games. And besides, the Aces have owned the Storm in the playoffs in recent years. So I expect that to continue. So I have the Las Vegas Aces beating the Seattle Storm. I say that series is over in 2 games as well. I say Las Vegas defends home court in game 1, goes to a hostile environment for game 2, because that Seattle, listen, I've watched plenty of Seattle games this year, and that crowd be live. That crowd be live, okay? And they will be live when they play the Aces, but it won't be enough. I got the Las Vegas Aces winning this series 2 games to zip. So there you have it. Our next series, the Atlanta Dream and the Indiana Fever. Now, obviously, the elephant in the room, no Caitlin Clark. Let's just get that out the way. There's no Caitlin Clark for these playoffs. She announced about 2 weeks ago that she is done for the remainder of this season. She damn near been done for quite some time anyway. Can Indiana handle the height of the Atlanta Dream? That's the question, because obviously you got Brianna Jones in the front court, who's a double-double machine. BG has been looking great as of late. Brittany Griner, for y'all that don't know. Obviously, Alicia Gray, who, we talked about MVPs this year, right? I wouldn't be surprised that when these votes come out, I wouldn't be surprised if she don't get a couple of MVP votes. Ryan Howard. Can Indiana withstand that? Now, obviously, again, like I said, there's no Caitlin Clark. But Indiana still has Kelsey Mitchell, the scoring machine that she is. They still have Aaliyah Boston. But let's be real. They got a lot of injuries. Caitlin ain't the only one. Sophie Cunningham is out. Sydney Colston is out. They got a lot of injuries. And I think for the most part, this was the time when they basically needed them. And now I think that's going to render them come these playoffs. I say Indiana loses this series. Not for nothing. I think this series goes all 3 games. To make it interesting. I think it goes all 3 games. I say Indiana wins on their home floor, which would be game 2. I say Atlanta wins on their home floor for game 1 and game 3. That's the way I see this. So the first 2 series, Minnesota sweeps Golden State, Las Vegas sweeps Seattle. Atlanta and the Fever will go all 3 games, and I have Atlanta winning that in 3, the rubber game. And now let's get to the last one of the first round. And that would be the Phoenix Mercury and the New York Liberty. Now, I might be a little biased here because I'm from New York. Very much from New York. This is going to be an emotional pick for me. I say the Liberty win this in 3. But in order for them to do this, I'm going to go on a limb here. I say the Liberty sweep the Mercury. I say the Liberty steals home court in game 1. Come back to Barclays for game 2 and close it out. Again, I said it was one series that I said that it was going to be very important for the road team to steal one. And this is the series that I think it can happen. Because right now, the Liberty are striking at the right time. Because, listen, the Liberty started this season 9-0. And then they had some growing pains. They had a lot of injuries. Stewie was out for some time. Jonquel Jones was out for some time. Sabrina was out for some time. So the core of their team was out. So now you're putting all these pieces together, expecting some crazy shit to happen, and they just had a crazy slump. They picked up Emma Mieseman, who's a proven winner in the WNBA. I think she won a championship with the Mystics in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. So now you bring her in. Everybody is healthy now. Stewie's healthy. Sabrina is healthy. Jonquel is healthy. I just mentioned Mieseman. Okay. Natasha Cloud. Everybody is healthy right now. And again, like I said, it's not how you start the season, it's how you finish. They finished the season on a 3-game winning streak. They can carry that into the playoffs. Phoenix, on the other hand, ended the regular season on a 3-game losing streak. So with that being said, again, this might be an emotional pick, but I'm going to go with the New York Liberty. Now, obviously, yes, Phoenix has the tools. Alyssa Thomas, MVP candidate. Satu Sabali, she's too inconsistent for me. Kalia Copper, a proven winner, but that was 4 years ago. What are you going to do this year? She's inconsistent as well. The one thing I do know is, can Phoenix drain the threes that they have been doing this regular season? Because if they can drain the threes like they have in the regular season, it can get very dark for the Liberty. But again, like I said, I love that how everybody is healthy. I love the fact that everybody is healthy now. And who knows? Again, when Stewie, Sabrina, Phoebage, Jonquel, and Natasha Cloud are in the starting lineup, when they start games, the Liberty don't lose. I'm going to say that lineup again. Sabrina, Natasha Cloud, Phoebich, Jonquel Jones, Natasha Cloud. When they are in the starting lineup, the Liberty don't lose. And that's what the starting lineup is going to be when the playoffs start. On top of the other role players they have. So, yes, I have the Liberty beating the Mercury. Listen, I got them winning regardless. But I want them to do this in 2 games. And in order for them to do that, they got to get that first one. They got to steal home court. They have to go to Phoenix and get game 1. If they can beat Phoenix in game 1, this series is over next Tuesday, when it's in Barclays. Mark my words. Mark my words. So there you have it. So with that being said, now it's only right that I go to the second round. The 1 seed will play the 5th seed, and that would be Minnesota and the Liberty. This was actually my finals prediction. Because honestly, I wanted the rematch. I wanted the rematch from the WNBA finals last year because it was so controversial, right? So why not spin the block this year and do it again? But it's looking like that's not going to be the case. With my prediction, the way I have it broken down, they will be playing in the second round. And it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be a doozy. But I got to be honest. I say Minnesota gets their revenge. Now, again, second round is best of 5. I say Minnesota gets their revenge and they beat the New York Liberty in the second round. It's not easy for me to say that because I'm from New York, but I just got to keep it real. Because trust me, Minnesota is going to have that in their head going into that series. If this matchup was to happen, Minnesota is going to have that in their head. I'm not even going to go with the whole, they owned them in the regular season. That does nothing for me. There have been plenty of times where a team had the upper hand in wins and losses in the regular season, and then playoff time, it was a whole different element. So I'm not even going to go with that narrative. I just believe that from a personal standpoint, Minnesota remembers what happens last year. And hook or crook, there's some people out there that feel like they got screwed in the finals. There's plenty of people that believe that. They're going to take that into account if they play the Liberty. And I think just off that, they will get their revenge and they will advance to the WNBA finals where they will eliminate the New York Liberty. And then the next matchup would be the Aces and the Atlanta Dream. I have the Aces winning that. So then we get to a doozy in the WNBA finals with the top 2 teams, which would be the Las Vegas Aces at number 2 and the Minnesota Lynx at number 1. And then we have the 2 leading candidates for MVP going head up for the WNBA finals. So my prediction is actually looking kind of well if you think about it, because now we really get to see who's the best player in the WNBA. Now, obviously, I'm going to always say it's Asia. Some people, they have this fixation that, Caitlin Clark is the face of the WNBA. No, she's not. She might be the most popular of the WNBA, but she's not the face. She damn sure ain't the best player, contrary to what her Clarkies think. But no, she's not. The best player in the WNBA plays in Las Vegas, and her number is 22, and that would be Asia Wilson. because she's basically on the verge of possibly winning her fourth MVP. I'm gonna have to do my research on that, but I don't think there's that many players in the W that have 4 MVPs. I gotta check. I know it's a couple that has 3, but it ain't that many. They got 4, and that's what Asia Wilson is, bargaining for right now. So if Minnesota and the Aces was to meet in the finals, man, we talking a best of 7. We ain't talking a best of 5 now. Again, because every round, the games, we get more games, which I love. More WNBA basketball. Sign me up. If we get the Aces and the Link in the finals, damn, I got to pick. Who do I go with? I'm going to have to flip a coin for that one. Oh, man. Man, oh, man, oh, man. All right, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go on a limb. I said Minnesota was going to have their revenge tour. I'm going to stick with that. The only way I said they wasn't going to succeed on their revenge tour is if they played the Liberty in the finals. But the way my prediction is going, it's looking like they're going to play the Liberty in the second round. If they meet the Liberty if they was to meet the Liberty in the finals, I was going to give the Liberty the edge. But being that they would play them in the semifinals this year, I'm giving the Link the edge. So I'm going to stick with that. I say the Minnesota Link get their revenge, and I say that they win the 2025 WNBA championship. And I say they do it in 7 games. I say the Aces and the Link go 7 games. Do or die, win or cry, win or go home. 7 games. That's the way I see it. So there you have it. This live was actually fun. It's been a while since I've done a live. Again, I think since April, which was WrestleMania season. That was the last time I did a live. I need to do these lives more often. But again, with my work schedule, it's very difficult to do that. It's not like I work mornings. I work evenings. Like I get home 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. I'm not trying to record. I'm trying to shower and relax afterwards, especially with the line of work that I do. But again, I'm on vacation from work. I don't go back for another more days. So I said, why not, show face? Because it's been a minute since I've recorded. I think it's been 2 weeks. I was getting ready for my vacation and just wasn't in the mood to record. And now I'm back from Florida. Went to go visit my son. Now I'm back. I figured, why not? Why not record? And again, the NFL season has started. So it's a lot of stuff you're going to hear from me. It's a lot of stuff you're going to see from me soon. Obviously, WNBA playoffs. The NFL season has started. I'm going to do like my little shorts, my YouTube shorts, where every week I'm going to do my weekly picks for the NFL season. So aside from this live that I'm doing now, probably tomorrow or Sunday, you're going to see a YouTube short that I do where I give my weekly picks for this upcoming week. I didn't do one last week because, again, I was on vacation. But I was 12-4 with my picks last week. The Colts didn't hold up. Well, the Dolphins didn't hold up their end of the deal, which I don't know why I even chose them. Well, maybe I chose them because Daniel Jones was quarterbacking for the Colts. Maybe that's why I picked the Dolphins. The Seahawks lost to the Niners. The Chiefs lost to the Chargers. And who was the other loss? Patriots. The Patriots lost to the Raiders. So those were my 4 losses for last week in the NFL season. So for week 1, I was 12-4. This week, I'm already 1-0. Green Bay beat the Commanders yesterday. So probably tonight or tomorrow, I'll do the rest of my picks. And then on Sunday, I'll do a YouTube short and put it on the channel where every week I'll try to be consistent and give my picks for the week. Now, if I do these picks and y'all make some money off of them, hook your boy up. Hook your boy up, because it's only right that y'all taking my picks and making some money off them. But until then, thank y'all for y'all continued support of the channel. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. So with that being said, it's a wrap for this video. Again, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Sportsway with Dray podcast. Hit that subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell so that way once a video is uploaded, you will get a notification letting you know that I dropped. Like the video, share the video, tell a friend to tell a friend, all that good stuff. Thank y'all for y'all continued support. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. In closing, y'all know how this goes. This has been another video of Sportsway with Dray podcast. Catch y'all on the next one. God bless, peace and love. Your boy is out of here.